Okay, everybody, sit up straight. Rob's here. Rob has not been on the podcast for months.
It's been a while.
Probably since earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Rob, and the reason is because Rob is he's busy.
Yep. I'm a multimedia producer, so I do everything that needs to be done.
And then he does other people's work as well whenever they don't do a good job.
Right. We found that out today.
Yeah. Well, we find that out every day, if we're being honest. Even sometimes my work. Anyways, so today we are talking about how important your offer is. Because, you know, our motto here at MarketAbilities is learn, develop, launch.
Right.
And you can't really launch without
learning.
Well, no. Gosh,
and developing.
Rob.
No, you can't really launch without an offer.
Right. Because it's like, if you're going to launch something, what are you launching?
Right.
Like, just a rocket?
I mean, you can.
I mean, we're not Elon.
Those are launchable.
Launchable. Okay, sorry, but like a Lunchable brand.
No, yeah.
Launchable.
It's all the crackers and stuff are shaped like rockets.
Yeah. I don't know how they not done that yet. Anyways, we're going to hold on to that idea, I think.
Yeah, go ahead and cut that out.
Anyways, so, you know, your offer is probably one of the most important things because it's like what you can base all of your marketing off of.
Right.
Because it's like, if you have this thing available, then you're going to market that thing.
Right.
And you're going to market it like, this is what it can do for you. This is what it costs.
Right.
This is the value, but I'm offering it to you at this price.
And all of that has to be enticing, and it has to, if you want them to buy from you, it has to be better than everybody else's.
Yes, in some certain way. So like there's many avenues to that. Obviously you can go to the lowest price. We don't advocate for that. We don't want to price.
That undercuts the whole entire market when you do that.
Well, yes, but I mean, you can also offer them less, but for like a lower price just to get people in the door.
Right.
But we don't like the whole Walmart ideal. That's not for us.
Right.
Yeah. I would much rather charge more and work a little bit less.
Yeah. That's what I do. Like I have turned down plenty of jobs because it didn't pay what I thought that it was worth.
Yeah. So we were talking about that a little bit today. It was like, we would rather price really high and do really good work rather than price low and just take anything that comes to the door.
Right.
Because sometimes that stuff that you just kind of take comes to the door is the least fun.
Right. So somebody, and they're usually the hardest to work with because they're
ironic.
Because they demand more and more and more. Yeah. Because they don't understand the value of what they're getting.
Right.
I had recently somebody offered me a job to do, and they wanted, they sent me 2 examples. They said, this is what we want. This is what we don't want. And they were going to pay $1,500 for it. And I'm like, okay, so what you don't want is the $1,500 one. And the one you do want is like $4,000 or $5,000.
Wow.
So, I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But what's funny is I told somebody else about it and they were like, man, I would have jumped on that in a heartbeat. And I'm like, bro, you're devaluing all of us.
Right. Right. But would they have done as good of a job as you?
No, I mean, I don't want to say like, hey, I'm doing better, but I don't think so. But I have 20 years of experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas they have like a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's also something that you need to value yourself on and something you can use to market yourself.
Right.
Is you can say, hey, I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I want minimum $150 an hour or whatever it is for you. While somebody who's been doing it for like me, you know, it's like I've been doing videography for like 2 years.
Right.
I'm fine with charging $50-$60 an hour. That doesn't bother me.
Right.
Because I think that's where I'm at.
Well, you're great at it too. Like I'm very, very impressed with how well you've done. I know that's not the point of this. But
no, but I've been blessed to learn from like you and Daniel and Marcus and a couple other people who have been around that have been very, very good and very, very generous in their sharing their knowledge. And also YouTube. YouTube's great.
Yeah. That was how my whole career is built on YouTube.
Right.
Literally I started in 2005 on YouTube because that's when it came out, but 2003 video tutorials and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
I taught myself how to do all of this.
Yeah. And so, man, I mean, even that in itself is like, that's YouTube's offer.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's how they get you on.
I basically got a free education, essentially.
Yeah. And you, I mean, that's YouTube. Like that's like free entertainment, free education.
Right.
Besides your time.
Speaking of offers, I chose YouTube over any other platform that I could have used because first of all, they were the easiest to get to. They were the most well-known. They had the most content, the easiest to access, and it was free.
Exactly.
Other places are like, you can do this, but it's going to cost you $8 a month or $12 a month or whatever. And I'm like, I can get the same education probably from a broader audience from YouTube for free.
Yeah.
I just have to watch a couple ads.
Yeah. That's hard to pass up.
Yeah.
That's really hard to pass up.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how, kind of like a bigger offer, right?
Okay.
So like here at Growing Media, we do like big monthly projects for certain clients, right? Where it's like, what is it? Like 10 videos a month or plus maybe?
Oh yeah. Some of them are way more than that.
Yeah. And
some of them will do 3 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we're like 12 minimum.
Right.
And those types of clients tend to add random things on because they got stuff going on.
Right.
So we're talking like probably closer to like 15 to 20 videos a month.
We do have one client that we post every single weekday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways, there are big projects like that. And it's like, how do you make an offer for that and make it enticing? Because like,
it's going to be expensive.
Yeah. It's going to be expensive, but I think the offer from us is like, hey, we have people who are going to film the content, produce the content,
and upload it and create the
upload
captions.
It,
we handle it from start to finish.
Yes.
So that you don't even have to think about it. The only thing we need from you is like potential or possibly every once in a while, like maybe some creative direction about certain things.
Right.
Yeah. Other than that, like we handle all of it.
Yeah. And it's like, I think for some people that kind of offer is such a big deal to them because they don't want to have to worry.
Right. And then
they want to completely let go of it, work on something else.
Right. And then comparatively to maybe another marketing agency that would shoot it and produce it, but then you have to post it.
Right.
Or some that are like, you give us what you have shot and then we'll produce it and post it. So it's like, but GM handles all of it.
Right. Which is that's a big deal. I think, especially for some of the bigger companies that we do work for, is, they don't want to hire a marketing team on staff.
Right.
They don't have even that kind of budget really, because I think in the long run, they actually end up paying less than if they would have to pay people salary. And,
Yeah.
Because you're talking 5 or 6 people salary, because that's us, right?
Right.
Like we're like 5 or 6 people working on this one client.
And if you're any good, you're going to want 50 to 60 grand like that. And that's like, I would say it's pretty average.
Plus benefits. And whatever goes along with that.
So you're looking at what, 6 people?
Yeah. 50
grand each.
Like $300,000 a year.
Yeah.
And other, you can just outsource that.
Right.
And not worry about it and not have to worry about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And places like marketing agencies like this can offer that because they have other sources of income. You have other clients and other things, so you don't have to pay as much. As you would if you had somebody on staff.
Right. And then
you don't
also
have to pay us benefits and things like that.
And also manage it.
Right.
Like you don't have to sit there and manage people and worry like, oh, this person just quit.
Right.
What do we do?
Right.
How do I find another video editor?
Right. Or somebody coming to you and be like, I don't like the way Terry talks to me.
Yeah, exactly.
He ate boiled eggs today. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right. So like even that kind of offer is super enticing, but it has to be for the right person, right? So your offer has to be going to whoever you want to work with.
Right.
I think I remember a while ago you talking about how you have tiered wedding offers.
Right.
You want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah. So I have different tiers. So, and it's not the crying kind. It's like the layered cake kind. Much as a wedding cake would be. So yeah, I have like my first tier is like, it's a 3-minute highlight video of the whole entire day. It will include your vows and things like that for $1,500. And then, which is, I've learned recently is very low.
Yep.
Because I heard somebody else was like, yeah, they don't go below $5,000. And I'm like,
yeah,
wow. But I haven't been doing weddings very long, even though I've been doing this for 20 years. Like I just started doing weddings. And they're phenomenal, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, so there's that. And then like the next one would be, you get like a 7 to 10 minute video and it's a lot more inclusive. Mm-hmm. Plus you get the highlight video. And that one you get me for 10 hours. In the first tier, you get me for 6 hours. And then it's like $2,500 for the second one.
Yeah.
And then the third one is like, we will do a short film for your how you guys met. Like if you met on Tinder, like we'll shoot video of you in the car, like swiping through your Tinder or a Tinder feed or whatever. Yeah. And like, and there will be a voiceover you telling the story, or we can do it, however you want.
Yeah.
That one can go up to like $1,000 or whatever, because it's
Right.
like multiple days of shooting, multiple locations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's those different offers, but it's all guaranteed to be high quality. And I'm guessing I'm going to raise my prices because obviously that's too low. But yeah, so that's what I offer are those services for those prices, which they're going to be higher, by the way. If you guys are going to go look for my stuff, they're going to be higher. But yeah, so that's my offer, and it's always high quality 4K footage, and the wedding highlight video is a 1-day turnaround. You get it the next day. Wow. So awesome. I actually learned that from Marcus when he was shooting videos. I was like, that is smart, because like all of these things that I offer, like you could hire another wedding videographer. They may not provide you with that kind of stuff. Right. They may be shooting in 1080. And they may charge like $1,000. Sure. Yeah. It may be a little bit cheaper, but you're going to get lower quality, and they may take 6 weeks or 6 months to turn that video around. Sure. Because how cool is it to, as soon as the wedding's over, like the very next morning, you have a highlight video of your wedding, and then you can share it with all your friends and family. Yeah. Like what's crazy though is the last wedding I did, I had it done that night. That's cool. Yeah. So I got done with the wedding, went home and edited it, and I sent it to her at like midnight. Yeah. And she was still up, obviously, because it was her wedding night. Sure. Because she was like excited and whatever. But yeah, I sent it to her, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is so amazing." So yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So here's my next question, Rob. What's up? How can you make your offer better? Well, that's a good question. I will offer 1 hour turnaround time. I will be editing while you're still getting married. Yeah. No, that'd be ridiculous. Hope you don't have to edit that out. Nope. Stays in. It's a podcast. Yeah, that's a good question. That's going to take me some time probably to think about. Okay, I'm going to give you an idea. I think that you offering like a third video would be super cool. Like literally like use a highlight video of like 4 minutes. Right. I would give them like a minute or less of like a that they can like and make it in real form. Okay. Oh, and share it on social media so they can share it on social media. Like a minute to a minute and a half. That night. Yeah. I got you. That would be cool for me. Yeah, because that'd be great. Like then they'd have it immediately. Yeah, everybody just post it as a reel and they get shared. Yeah, instead of like the minute and a half one or the 3 minute one, because some people may not want to sit through that. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then it'd be that night. Or whichever you want to do. You make like almost like a very like cinematic looking short 20-second, 15-second like coming soon. Like tease. Like a teaser. Nice. Yeah. Just to like hold on, I'm gonna write these down. Just to add like anticipation. You know what I mean? No, that's great. That's great. And let them know that you're working on it. Like you're working towards it. Just to keep them excited. That's a great idea. Yeah. That's excellent. Yeah. And the thing is you don't even have to like offer that really in your offer. I would just do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I also have another thing where I will set up a camera that nobody touches, and it gets the whole ceremony. Yeah, it won't be. I did that. Then you can send them to the whole ceremony. Right. Yeah, and it'll have the photographers and videographers walking in the way, but it'll just be, and you can see potentially, depending on how wide the angle is, everybody who was there. Right. Because like the videographer may not get all the people, whatever, but it'll get you guys walking in and things like that. So that's another thing that you can offer as well. Yeah. That I can offer. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right. And if you just throw that in, like. Just saying like, hey, this is built into the package. Right. And, you're going to raise your prices to whatever. That's more money for you. And honestly, that's not really editing, right? Right. No, it's literally just fix the color and then export it, send it over. Yep. Like, so that's awesome. You have a thing that you do. Don't you? I don't know why you're laughing. You have a thing that you do. Yeah. There's just one thing. That's all you ever do. No, you mentioned it before, where you will, whenever you record an album, you package it up into like a shadow box or something and send it to them. Don't you do that? Oh, no. Yes. So like I basically make it look like so you can hang it up on a wall. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's something that you offer whenever you do those things it's and Sweetwater, like whenever we order from them, they always send you candy. Always candy. It's like, who's not going to choose Sweetwater over like Adorama or eBay or whatever. It's like nobody. First of all, if someone on eBay sends me candy, I'm probably not going to eat it. Heck no. I said probably. It depends on what kind it is. Depends on the eBay username too. Right. and their ratings.
Yeah.
I died from the candy. Yeah. So there's that. So it's, it's just the little things that you can add on top is one way to increase and better your offer.
Right.
And it doesn't always have to be price or quality. It can be little tiny things that you do that shows them that you care about them. Like the very first wedding that I ever shot, the video of, I've done wedding photos before. The very first wedding, they just had their 1 year anniversary. And I actually, messaged them and I was like, hey, happy 1 year anniversary. It's like, it's not a big deal.
No.
But it's like, it's something they're like, oh, thank you. They thought about me.
Right.
It's just another thing that you can add in that makes you more valuable to your potential customers.
Yeah. And then they're going to recommend you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And I just shared the video too, because it popped up like 4 days later.
Really?
Yeah. Because that was when I finished their actual like long video.
Yeah.
So it was 4 days later and I just shared it. It was today actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just stuff like that. Like even for me, like I kind of have tiered stuff whenever it comes to recording a song. Like if you want to do an acoustic song, it'll be this price. If you want to do full band song, it'll be this price.
Right.
If you do want to do a full band song and I hire a photographer to come in for all the sessions, that'll be this price. If you wanted me to get video footage of us recording, if you want to do like a mock like music video here in the studio, that's, you know what I mean? Like there's so many like tiered things. And I feel like that's always a good thing to offer because I think sometimes they don't even think about those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're solely focused on like, I need to get my product recorded or finished and done. They're not thinking about all those other things.
Yeah.
And it's a great offer whenever you, as the person that they've hired that's offering the service, that's like, hey, we've got all this covered. It's like a wedding, kind of like a wedding planner or a wedding venue where they're like, listen, you enjoy the day. We've got this covered.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I don't have to do all those things. And if the price is too low, I won't, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I need it to be worth my time and my effort as well. But it's cool to like offer those types of things is it's like, hey, I can just record your song and we can be done, but I can also record your song and provide you with really high quality photos and really high quality video footage so that you can use it and post on your social media of the whole process of us creating, which is really invaluable these days. Cause I feel like every musician or artist or whoever, even videographer, it doesn't really matter, is like the whole process of creation is so cool to watch.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And you have to have a social presence. So those, like I just saw somebody that I know posted a photo of their computer screen and that was their post for the day. And I'm like, why am I not doing that?
Right. Because it's so simple.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. So I'm just gonna start doing that. So I'm working on a 3D model or whatever. And I'm like, cool, this looks awesome. I got all these windows open, like nodes with like things plugged into them. And I'm like, this looks complex. And I take a picture of it and upload it. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is so great.
Rob, you can't open the windows here. They're cube.
Oh, well, I'll pick a different window or whatever.
Okay, cool. Just punch it out.
Get out of here.
But no, so pretty much the moral of the whole podcast is like just create something that like if someone is looking for what you're doing and you put this in front of them that they're like, how could I say no to that?
Right. Yeah. I'm dumb if I say no to that.
Yeah. Because if your product is good, if your results in your product are good. So for example, this will probably be the last thing we talk about. We'll I've bought several things online. I think all of us have. Right. Especially now in this day and age,
I almost buy exclusively online.
Yeah. Right. And so unless you live in middle of nowhere and
don't know what the internet is.
You're not listening to this podcast anyway. So let's be honest.
What are the internets?
Yeah. So, but I, when I was learning audio and everything, I was taking audio courses. I'd gone to school, but I wanted more in-depth training from people who were like doing it day in and day out.
Right. Like master classes kind of.
Yeah. And so there are people online that, they provide courses and stuff. And I had bought a few and most of them were like a couple $100 or like $100.
Right.
Easy for me to pay for. I found one, this is a few years ago, and the offer was basically, this guy was like, I will show you how I do everything. He's like, I will show you literally the mic that I use, how I record it. It was basically like over 100 hours of footage of him literally showing you how to do it. And like him talking through it, like literally talking through every nuance. And the offer was $5,000.
Wow.
For everything. And he's like, whatever courses I come out with, you get. So he's like, you don't have to pay anything extra for the rest of your life. He's like, if I come out with a new course, it automatically gets added into your account.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
It's a one-time fee.
Yeah, it's a lifetime thing. And at that time, $5,000. I mean, even now, $5,000 is still a good chunk of money. You know. and I was nervous. So I asked him, I was like, can I do it in like a payment plan? And he was like, yeah. He's like, I only offer 3-month payment plans. So it's still like, whatever that is, $1,700,
$1,700.
Yeah, something like that a month. And I was still like, I don't know if I can do that, but I was like, man, I need to get better. Like I need to get to that point to where it's good. And then he said, because we were on the phone, we were talking through everything.
And he said he's going to send you some candy.
No,
that's my buying point or my selling point.
No. And then he said, he's like, I want to remind you that I give you all of my drum samples, like all of my tones that I use, all of my presets for these plugins and all these things that like I already own. But he's like, basically I'm giving you my template.
Right.
Of like how I do everything on top of how I show you how to do everything in depth. You can rewatch them at any time, and you can literally send me a message over the app that we use to learn from at any time. And he's like, I get back to everybody within 48 hours. And he's like, I will answer the most in-depth questions that you have.
Wow.
And I was like, how can I say no to that?
Right. Yeah. So
this guy literally makes a living doing this. Mm-hmm. Killing it, and he's mixed albums for big bands that I like and I love, and I'm like, yeah, just here's my credit card, and I was like, I really hope I can pay for this,
right?
And I ended up being able to pay for it, but that was the whole thing. Is it was like if I was the person that needed that product, and his offer was so much better than anything else I've ever heard of.
Right.
And even though it was super expensive and way more than anything I've ever paid for in my entire life at that time.
And then he even offered you more that you didn't know you were getting.
Yeah. That is why I said yes.
Right.
And because his offer was, it would have felt stupid of me to say, no, I don't want that.
Right.
Or no, I can't do that. It's like, no, I have to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's like his offer was still today. Like it blows my mind how good it is. Cause I go back and open that account up and I still learn from him today because he keeps posting new stuff. So.
Yeah. I've been in that same boat too, where there's some software that I'm like, I don't need it, but like, it'll really help my workflow and I want to buy it. But then I'm like, it costs this much. And I'm like, a couple months later, I'll be like looking at it again. I'm like, I need it. Cause it's the only one that does what I want it to do.
Well, and I mean, and it also, you got to sit there and calculate like for the piece of software, like how much time is it going to save you?
Yeah.
And then if it saves you time and you can do either more work in that amount of time,
you've already
paid yourself back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's how it was for me. Like I got so much faster at editing and mixing and recording and choosing stuff that like I don't know what you guys do for audio, but like, the little plugins or whatever, I would have so much trouble choosing which one would go where or did this or that. I don't have that anymore. Like I know exactly what I need every time because of this course.
That's awesome.
So I don't even think about it. Like I know you've seen me like mix a little bit and I'll just pop stuff up. I'm just moving stuff around. It seems like I'm going.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you even doing?
Yeah. It seems like I'm going like 100 miles an hour.
Right.
But that's how I feel when I'm watching
when you watch me
edit.
Yeah.
So it's like, So it's, So create an incredible offer.
Yeah.
And you'll have people like me raving about your product because it was that good.
Right. Unfortunately, you didn't say who it was.
Well, no, because I don't.
Still paid $5,000 for it.
I'm not. If I was getting affiliate commissions, it'd be a little bit different. Right. But yeah.
So he could offer that. You could message him and be like, "Hey, bro, I talked about you on the podcast."
He probably would actually. I need to send him a message. But yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah. Anything else, Rob? About offers?
No, because I would go off on a tangent, and this podcast will get about an hour and a half longer.
He would go off the offer.
All right, that's it. Bye.
Okay, love you guys. Bye.